current trend in Canada, United States, and democracies all over this world, the legislature has a critical role in altering the provisions of budget that has been brought or laid down by the executive before the legislature. And, Mr. Speaker, there has been a very cordial relationship between the executive and the legislature, particularly when the acting president made some speeches where he recanted them, and the leadership of this House and the Senate and the executive, where the minister himself was there, they have agreed on basic things that this budget should contain. But the minister has gone public just to put a further strain in our relationship after it has been agreed at the highest level of meetings between the executive and the legislature. Mr. Speaker, the minister has abandoned the official channel of communication with the legislature. Of course, he's a son, I no doubt, and I respect him. We, as lawyers, who are regimented like the military. Therefore, as a junior lawyer to him, I must respect his opinion. But he is not a judiciary. He is not a court. This budget has been signed by the acting president. It has become an act of parliament. It is a law. Therefore, making a pronouncement with the sanctity or otherwise of this law can only go to the judiciary to make, and not.
Many thanks for staying with us, and welcome back, everyone. Senator Mamora, a former Nigerian senator and a chieftain of the ruling APC, is with us tonight, talking about what is now looked like the face-off between the legislature and the executive arms of government. Let's get back to the conversation, shall we? Senator, the issue of the budget is another issue on one hand, apart from the fact that the lawmakers did say, we will stand our ground. If you will not respect our stance on confirmation, we will suspend all further nomination confirmation of your nominees. But on the side of the House of Representatives, the issue of budget is a major one. Let me ask you, first and foremost, does the National Assembly have the right to alter the budget?
No, of course, the National Assembly has a right to do that. I mean,
but a lot of the executives members of the executive don't believe that they have the right to alter, especially all these insertions and the way and manner they say they have removed major projects and inserted their own projects.
Alteration of the budget does not equate to insertion. No. You see, you must get that right. If you look at the provision of the Constitution, yes, the President shall cause, the preparation and the preparation and the laying before each arm of the National Assembly. The Constitution is saying that does not envisage that it will just be garbage in, garbage out. The National Assembly has powers to scrutinize. I mean, if you say this thing is going to cost, 10,000, and the information available to the National Assembly is that no, this thing does not cost 10,000; it will cost 5,000. The National Assembly has the power to say no.
But can they say, in the real sense of it, can they say, okay, we're scrutinizing, but we are creating another project and put it into the? Do they have the right to create new projects?
The legislature would not ordinarily create new projects because, don't forget, I will also expect that even before the budget is presented, the executive will have done its own homework in terms of, don't forget, what the Constitution even says is estimates of revenue and expenditure. Of course, the executive may have more information regarding these areas, and that is why the Constitution says revenues. They know where the revenues will be coming in.
Because the section of the Constitution,
yes,
section 81,
yes,
which talks about the right of the role of the executive.
Yes.
Because if you are not doing the spending, you're supposed to do the scrutiny, but you are creating what you are not going to spend. Does that make sense?
I have not, I did say that I'm not talking about insertion. Alteration does not necessarily mean or include.
So the lawmakers don't have the right to insert.
They can alter,
but they cannot insert.
Not necessarily inserting anything now, but they can alter. They can alter within the ambit. Don't forget that this is a body of elected representatives of the people. We're not talking. Look, the only two people elected at the level of the executive, they are the president and the vice president. That's all. Every other person is not elected.
In the United States, where we want to copy the style of government, there is an office in the Congress, a budget office,
yes,
which liaises and where the lobbying before the main budget document, the appropriation bill is being sent from the executive to the National Assembly. We do not have that. But one we wonder that where should the National Assembly bring his constituency projects, his own projects?
Before, if anything like that is to be done, it should be before the presentation of the budget.
But that's what we have. The other way around is what we have right now.
Well, I don't know what obtains now, but we are talking of what ought to be, which is even before the presentation or laying before each house of the National Assembly, there ought to have been interaction over a period of time leading to the preparation and subsequent presentation.
Senator Mamora, let's take a look at what Minister Fashola said again one more time. And maybe Nigerians who are watching may have a sense of the grievances or the pain of this man who is handling 3 offices or 3 ministries. He did say, and I quote again, as long as budgets plan to deliver life-changing infrastructure are cut into small pieces, Nigeria will continue to have small projects that are not life-changing and big projects that have not been completed in 17 years. Can you feel the pain of this man? For example, he did say in some of these submissions that the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, for example, the budget has been cut down to an unreasonable level, and one of the issues that he's having about some of the major projects of this government.
Sheon, do you know that even from my own experience while I was in the Senate, you could have a situation where the same project, the same allocation is being presented to the National Assembly every now and then, and no evidence to support that even the previous allocation to that sector or to that project was utilized. So, where there are doubts or where there are disagreements, what the National Assembly, the House of Representatives in particular, is doing is what should be done.
And calling him to come and appear, does it look like they're trying to
come on to
show power to muscle him?
No. Go and look at Section 67 of the Constitution. Section 67 tells you right of attendance to Mr. President is a right, which is discretionary. That is, when Mr. President feels that there are issues of national importance to be presented, he has a right. But Section 67 subsection 2, it says mandatory. When there's a discussion on an issue that concerns maybe a minister, then he shall present himself when invited.
Because
and that is exactly what is happening. Because he's been invited now. So you go and explain.
There's nothing wrong with that. Senator Olorunbe Mamora, a former senator who represented Lagos East Senatorial District in the National Assembly. Many thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me.
Just before we go, we tweet. We argue at any given opportunity we have about rights or sometimes about what is right or wrong. We debate our national unity or even our identity as a people. We speak about what the government or its arms can do or cannot do, or even what they fail to do. And sometimes it seems we are getting nowhere. The president is sick in London. The economy is sick. The executive and the legislature are not in sync. They disagree to disagree, all at the detriment of the people. So Are these the making of the media, or some people have alleged, or we have got a situation on our hands? Sometimes it's always good to leave the conversation for you to decide. At least you are most times the judge in some of these issues. Well, let's continue the conversation online. And that's our show for tonight. Many thanks for being part of it. On behalf of the team, I'm Sean Okimbale. Bye for now.